All right. When we last left our band of intrepid adventurers, they had just finished the banquet at Mama Bunny's place, and Tobias, caught up in a desire to cover for the strange wording he used to explain their antics, had his family help him recreate the launching of Angela using his powerful Thunderwave spell. Let us rejoin them to see what they get up to today in this episode of The Best Available.
So, once you all are headed into town, you find it very easy to find your father's restaurant. There's a large sign outside of it. It's nearly the height of several of the surrounding buildings. It has a plate with a fork and knife crossed over it, almost like a set of heraldry. And on the side of the building is the name of the place. Hasenpfeffer's House of Pfeffer.
Whose House of Pepper?
Hasenpfeffer.
Hasenpfeffer, okay.
Hasenpfeffer.
Yeah, Hasenpfeffer.
Yes, Hasenpfeffer.
All right.
Walata looked up and she said, well, at least we don't have to worry about feeling hungry inside.
Tobias kind of has a confused expression. He made a restaurant of peppers.
Here you go, Nat.
Hasenpfeffer. Corwin.
You didn't know what Hasenpfeffer was?
No,
I did not. Now you are the worst man alive.
Hasenpfeffer's House of Pfeffer. It's literally just his name, Hasenpfeffer. House of Rabbits. Hasenpfeffer. So, your father, Hasenpfeffer, is extremely happy to see you. A almost 4-foot tall rabbit folk. He has a downy brown coat with white patches over his eyes that perfectly match the large round glasses that he wears. And when he claps his arms around his son, he whirls him around. I heard that you had learned spells to make your companions fly. Wish I had been there to see that.
Well, I'm sure Angela wouldn't mind repeating the trick for us again later. She's a wonderful assistant.
Maybe not today.
Oh, yes, she has been quite through a lot lately.
Walata would then raise her hand. Oh, do me!
Ah, yes, the lovely Valata also is wonderful for assisting.
Bethany just takes a step back.
Did Mother already tell you the tale, then? Never mind. Of course she did. I don't know why I even asked.
I don't know much of the tale. All I know is that they mention you rather regularly.
Well, perhaps there is a more private space we could relay that tale in.
Of course. Yes. The kitchen. And he hops around toward the back of the establishment.
All right, Tobias will follow and then relay the beginning, middle, and end of the tale of his old friends.
Well, I suppose that makes it rather more clear as to why they are here looking for you. You haven't said anything about a book, but they have been showing around a rather unflattering picture of a rabbit.
Well, their quarrel with me is theirs. I won't have them threatening or harming my family, however. That's why my friends and I are here.
Yes, I know they sent out a few of their number. When they showed up, there were 8, but it's just the 3 of them now.
Have you any idea where else these gentlemen have been?
Oh, there was a very, very strong one. There's a big ox of a man, except without the horns or the nose ring. So there's less of an ox, more of a man. But he was the size. Yes, he is in the park now.
Does Tobias recognize the description of the half ox man?
You're not sure that you recognize the description of an ox man, but you did pass by a small tree in the park when you were on the way to the restaurant that looked like a large, muscular man with his arms outstretched, except that his fingers were now branches that birds were perched on.
Oh dear.
What is it?
Oh, well, it's probably nothing.
Well, he hasn't come back for a time, but the other members of their little group are in there enjoying a potato casserole.
I think Tobias will definitely want to meet with them, because, maybe they're not actually here for nefarious, dastardly reasons.
Perhaps Velatha should open up discussions with them?
Soften the map a little bit.
She is infinitely better with words than I'll ever be.
Perhaps I should possibly stay out of sight.
Valatha then she scratched her head, and she looked to Tobias' father and said, do you perhaps have any uniforms or waiter's clothes that he could put on, maybe trying to blend in?
Oh, yes. I would be more than happy to dress you up like one of my waiters. Give me just a moment.
Valatha nodded her head.
A few minutes later, Tobias is a waiter. Your father looks so proud.
Okay, and what should I ask them?
A casual conversation opener usually is something like, what brings you into town?
They're prime, right? I forget.
Oh, yes. They're most definitely primes.
Okay, so we could approach them as if we were grateful to see other primes.
Good point. Okay. Valatha would then reach into her pack and pull a long dress over herself. It's just a simple costume. And she would bring out her pan flute and hang it around her neck, and then she would let her hair down and then make her way over to the group. And once she was within earshot of them, she would bow her head and introduce herself.
The two men that are huddled in the corner of this nice little restaurant are avoiding your gaze initially when you head over toward them. But when you address them directly, one of them does look up and he cocks his head to the side as if he's confused. The one sitting across from him goes, No, don't look at them. Just don't look at them. He goes, wait, these ones are different. Is that a human? He kind of climbs up out of his booth and he looks over the three of you and looks directly at Angie. Are you human?
Indeed I am.
And you two, you're elves?
Yes.
Valatha would nod her head. Indeed. I am Valatha, and these are my gracious escorts here. And I couldn't help but notice that you two also look like that you might be from, well, where we normally come from.
The man looks like he's on the verge of having a mental breakdown. He has tears welling up in his eyes. He drops to his knees before Valatha, grasps her hand, and says, Please, how did you get here?
Valatha just kind of raises her hand up and goes, Oh my, you are quite forward, aren't you? Well, I was actually going to ask you the same question. You see, we are here on somewhat of a leisurely trip.
Leisurely? Here?
Valatha nodded her head. Ah, yes, you see, my parents are very well off, and they do have their very unique tastes, especially in ways of where we venture to for vacation.
He slowly climbs to his feet, leans in to give a conspiratorial whisper, and says, This place is cursed.
Valatha hears that, and yeah, she hears that, and she was about to agree when suddenly she went, "Oh, cursed! Oh, no! It's just the Fae. It's just how it is, my dear."
The wizard brought us here to look for this a man rabbit man. But
yes,
there's hundreds of them.
Indeed, there is. Were you able to find your man?
No, and this place is too dangerous to find anyone. It's just us now.
Oh my.
Bertrand is a tree. They turned him into a tree.
Valatha would just kind of chuckle and pat the man on the shoulder. Oh, turned him into a tree. No. I'm sure he just wanted to plant his roots down. But please do tell me, how many other companions did you come here with?
Oh, there were 9 of us. 8 of us from the guard and the wizard. He said something about not leaving until he found his tome, but we sent people out to look for him. We thought that this was just a weird-looking place with some strange-looking people. This place is dangerous. If you venture too far from the restaurant, you never come back.
Valata just went, oh, well, it's easy to get lost here, which is true, but I'm sure they're fine. They're probably just going to make their way back any day now. Tell me, this tome you're looking for, what does it look like?
The wizard said it was a spellbook. He said that it had a rune on it. If you shine candlelight, it will glimmer back at you. And so we would know if we had the right book. But that's really all he gave us to go on. It's green, and the rabbit has it. But there's so many rabbits. You said you came here on a vacation, so that means you can go back, right? You can leave? You can escape?
Valata nodded her head. Oh yes, at any time we wish. Indeed. Of course, we just got here, so we won't be leaving for a while.
But what if we wanted to leave? Could we leave the same way you came?
I suppose you could if you had the coin.
I'll tell you, 5 silver pieces a day is not worth this. I don't want to be a tree. I'm not ready to plant my roots. I don't even have roots.
You know what? I think you need a drink. I'm gonna go over to a restaurant and get you one.
Just don't.
Good with that?
Just don't ask for an ale.
Right. I'll see if I can get you something. So I head to the restaurant.
He looks over to Angie and Valatha and says, "If you ask him for an ale, they bring out this beast. It's a big, green, scaly dragon creature, almost as tall as Bertrand was, and he throws up into your mug, and it's ale."
Valata looked positively mystified. How does it taste?
It tastes really good, and that's so scary.
That's so Futurama.
They call him the Ale-igator.
This place is just full of surprises.
Corwin, I want to fire you for that one, but it's too fucking good.
It's glorious. Glorious.
I
Yes.
fucking love the Feywild so much.
Yes.
We can
It's
tell.
creative. Yes.
You can tell that I grew up reading the Xanth novels.
Yeah, Valata would continue. Oh, so getting back to what your mission was here. So you said that a specific rabbit folk had this tome. Well, if we do manage to find this specific rabbit person, how would you like us to inquire about the tome?
I mean, I don't care about the tome. I just want to go home. But if you want the reward, then all you have to do is go to the Broken Talon in Forge Home. Yes, the Broken Talon in Forge Home. You can meet with them there, and if you bring the book, they'll give you gold.
Well, gentlemen, it was very nice having this talk with you. Now, unfortunately, as I said before, we are not scheduled to leave for some time, so we will be here for a while. But if you wanted to accompany us back, you're free to come along.
How long are you staying?
Valata just kind of chuckled. Oh, who knows?
I suppose that's what we'll have to do then. We're at your service as long as you can get us out of here.
By any chance, what was the name of the wizard who sent you here? Wonder if it's someone we know.
Thrice cursed be that damned wizard. Krieg.
Rig. Huh, doesn't really ring a bell. Well, thank you anyway.
I swear, if he left without us.
Well, don't you worry about that. You do have a way back now, as I have said, but it might be some time, couple days, couple weeks, couple years.
Surely it won't be years.
Valata would just kind of lift her foot up and stomp on the back of Angela's foot, or on the front of it, rather.
Ow. Don't scare him too much.
Thank you for watching, and thanks to our wonderful supporters that make up our little community, watching us stream the best available and everything else you see on this channel live to our supporter-only Discord. It's quite active in there, with many playing in these games or others, and even running their own. This channel wouldn't exist without each and every one of you, which is why I read each and every name against my crying editor's wishes, starting with those in the power tier. David, Emanon, Doodle Poodle, Jay Jones, John the Wicked, Joshua Williams, Sneaky G.I., Dark Sarah, and William Smith. In the planar tier, Darth Cavalier, Gordy Danky, Ice Commander, Ice Dragon, and Sparkle Lord the Fabulous. In the adventurer tier, All's Fiction, Bastion Falconwrath, Brian, Dragon Tempest, John R300, Justin, Katie, Mashope Akinwale, Mystics, Ty Korzak, and V. In the Questgiver tier, Anon44, Birder the Cage, Breezebender, Chris Householder, Dark Sarah, Gao the Seventh, Jesse Labrie, Kyla, Lunatic Overlord, Night Archer, ODST Hero, PPNTT 807, Robert Mischief, Rio 1990, Samantha, Sephiroth Kurosame, and William J. Stewart. And in the Townsfolk tier, Adrian, Blizzard Hawk, Biz Adrian, Brett Bemis, Dylan Taylor, Doodle Poodle, Enrique, Kazuko, Lone Soul 6, Love Bites Back, Mordant Dragon, Rice Coint Kevin, Scott Stedman, Sense Backpack, Sergeant Humpty, Sherlock, Shugenja, Tom Brazeau, and Wicked Ways. A special thank you to our first ever supporter and longest standing supporter, Scion of Magnus, and Sammy Wolf, and as always, I can't forget to mention our creative team, Doodle Poodle, Nala Fontaine, Shadow Wolf, Scorpius187, MC_Cheshire, Thriving Inferno, and the Forever DM, me. Thank you all for watching to the end, and as always, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and I will see you in the next one. Good night, all.